Cinema Solo here with another Flash review. This time it's episode 17, Tricksters. Alright, let's get into it. Alright, so first off we have Barry and Joe starting out where we left them off last week with them talking about not trusting Wells and how they think he's involved in Barry's mother's death. And so before we really get into the show, we're going to start talking about the flashbacks and how, Wells had these flashbacks kind of explaining his backstory finally. And in these flashbacks we get, we see Wells and his, wife, girlfriend, I think it was his wife. And they're sitting on a beach and they're explaining Star Labs and they're building the accelerator. And it's so cool that they're building this thing. And then we flash over and we see this guy standing there. And who is he? He's the guy that killed Barry's mother, in the previous flashback. And we see that he's the one that came back in time to stop. He's the time traveler. And we're really don't understand why, he's the speedster and Wells is over here until, the end of the episode where we get, the revelation that this Eddie Barthon guy kills the real Wells and his wife so that he can speed up the process of building the accelerator. It's what? He has this future tech where he stabs Wells and takes his body somehow. It really reminds me of the thing from the thing from the show. It's not X-Files. It's Fringe. Fringe. It reminds me of the body snatchers from Fringe. Oh my gosh, total Fringe flashback when that happened. All right, so after that big revelation's over, and whatever is going to happen with that, we go back to the actual episode of Tricksters where we see this new trickster drops in all these bombs on parachutes and starts blowing people up, but they don't. But Flash saves everybody and saves the little kid. And they mentioned Henry is the name of that one little kid. I don't know. I guess it'll probably come back that he was somebody. It's probably one of those comic book shout-outs that I don't really know what they're talking about. And then we see that Barry and Joe go and they meet the old trickster in jail who gets his own prison cell because he apparently kills everybody that he talks to. And he's pissed off that this kid is taking his name and trying to be the new trickster. And so he tells him to go to his old lair and see if he's still old his stuff. And surprise, surprise, there was a bomb. Barry saves Joe. But then the vault's empty, and they realize that, oh crap, this guy has stolen all the old trickster's stuff. And that's how he's doing this stuff. So they go back to the trickster. The trickster, is furious that this new kid is, taking his, thunder. And then tells him about the giant bomb that he stole. And then so he goes back. Barry and Joe are trying to find out where the trickster is, this new trickster is, and what his game is. And the whole time, Wells is trying to help, but he can sense hostility from Barry, and you can really tell that Wells knows something's wrong. Seriously, something is wrong. And Iris is really pushing to find out where her mentor went, and it's really coming to a head here. And then so in a twist of fate, it turns out that the new trickster lied about the bomb and just used it as a distraction to free the old trickster because they were in cahoots to get him free. So these new and the old tricksters come out together, and then it's pretty cool to see that the dynamic between them, and they surprisingly steal Barry's dad. Really, all the people in the prison, they steal his dad. Are you kidding me? Anyway, coincidences. It comes around that and it's so funny that Luke is the guy who plays the Trickster, because it's like he has that scene where he's just sitting there and he's going, "The reason I chose you is because I am your father." And it's total Star Wars call out, and it's so awesome. Gotta love comic book synergy. Anyway, well, it winds up like the Trickster and his son like poison people, and you know they try to steal all his money, but the Flash stops them, obviously, and it's kind of lame. But the coolest thing they get out of it is the Flash learns a new move due to the speed bomb on his wrist, and the Flash gets to finally learn how to phase through walls, and which was really cool to see. And I'm like super excited because that's one of the Flash's coolest powers that I've always wanted to see him do in the show. And I'm so glad he finally has that. But it also tips off Barry that Wells is a speedster because he knows exactly what it feels like to be a speedster. So at the end of the episode, we end with Barry saying Wells is the Reverse Flash. Dun, dun, dun. But we know from the flashbacks that Wells is actually a fake Wells who is Eddie Barthon, which is really cool. And the best part of the episode really was the looking forward for the rest of the season, because you get to see Ollie, Ray, the Atom, and then you're going to see the Human Torch is coming back, and then Black Canary. Cisco is going to get his own little power suit thing now. I think he's going to become Vibe, and you just really start feeling like this Justice League vibe coming, and it's really cool. Alright, so this has been it for another review of Flash, episode 17, Tricksters. My name is Cinema Solo. You can hit me up on Twitter at @TheCinemaSolo. Please like and subscribe to my channel. Like this video, subscribe to my channel. It really helps me out. And stay tuned for more content. I got some more coming out tomorrow night. You can also hit me up on Facebook and Google Plus at Cinema Solo. Thanks.